So we want to say thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for listening. We are here yet again with another episode of Thoughtful Discussion with Josh Schneider and yours truly, Corio Chai, man. And we have a beautiful guest here today. And before we get to that, you know, we gotta let the guy come in and talk to us, man. What's up, Josh? How's it rocking, my guy?
It's unbelievable, and I can't believe that, you know, this is supposed to be kind of like our slow quarter, kind of getting into the next thing, and we're doing similar to what we did last summer, which is like our busiest, and I don't know what to do about it, but
it's a good problem.
I'm happy about it, and I know that I'm in a good spot, and we're just trying to ride the wave, and so appreciate everyone tuning in, checking it out, and we hope that you're able to gain something by listening. We hope that there's something that we provide to you. And we can't thank you enough for giving us this opportunity to be here and do this at the beautiful 1028 Podcast Recording Studio.
Yes.
By my friend Corio Chai.
Yes,
Plug
man.
that in.
Absolutely. I appreciate you for that, man.
Of course.
Gotta have friends like that.
Yeah.
Gotta have friends like that.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
And I'm here with...
Hey, Mr. CEO.
Hello.
Himself, you know, Clinton Valentine.
Clinton Valentine. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much for coming by.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So, of course, you know what I mean? I'm just here to inspire, impact, and be a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my pillars.
Yeah.
That's what drives my everyday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, you know, I'm the owner and operator of two companies. You know what I mean? Valentine Landscaping and Constant Cleaning.
Love it.
You know what I mean? But yeah, just here to be a blessing and be a servant, you know what I mean, to the community and just the people, you know.
I have a question for you
Yes,
before
sir.
you keep going. At what point in your life did you realize that had to be something that you were conscious of and that you decided that was a way you wanted to live your life?
So this is one thing I like to tell people all the time.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to my mindset and when it comes to just my business and everything, I'm a Corona baby.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
I love that. I
yeah,
love that.
I'm a Corona
Can you
baby.
explain to the people what that means?
So before the Corona, I had no guidance. I really had no mentors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was living off the morals of what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And we all know.
Yeah.
We all know how that go. You know what I
you.
mean?
I got you.
But when the Corona came, it gave me a sense of urgency. You know? And this is the craziest thing is I was in a position where I needed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the person to be able to provide. So I actually told my mom this in the middle of the Corona. I said, you know what? Next pandemic, I want to be the one giving out instead of waiting for receiving. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a gem right there. If you're listening, that's a gem right there. We call that the gift of the pandemic. The gifts of the pandemic.
That's a fact.
Yeah, we had a little segment we used to do that. Just
Yeah.
kind of the gifts
That's
of
a
the
fact.
pandemic, and that's beautiful. I always say the worst thing that ever happens to you usually has the best impact on your life. Situations like the Corona, the pandemic, when that happened, the world slowed down. You know, the world stopped. And we had a chance to sit with our thoughts. We had a chance to not be distracted.
Exactly.
By that. So when you said, I've never heard the phrase "Corona baby," but when you said it, it hit home because it was one of those things that we're going to look back on and be thankful for. Besides the loss of life, you know, and shout out to all those that lost life, and our spirit is with you. Our blessings are with you. We wish no harm on anybody else in the future in your journey. But you know, what happened with me as well was the same thing.
Okay.
You know, it's like things start to make sense. I got a chance to sit down and read and all those other things. But this is about you. But it was beautiful to hear you just started off like that, my guy.
Yeah.
Keep it going, man.
Yeah, keep it
going.
rocking.
Yeah.
Let's keep it
But
rocking.
so, right before the Corona, I started getting conscious a little bit. I was following somebody called Brother Polite. And Brother Polite, when he talks about health and things of that nature, he gives you the science of it. And I started to become conscious of things around me from that point on. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's certain things that I never even knew existed. You know what I mean?
Like what?
As far as how food is connected to everything. You know what I mean? So how food is connected to how you talk, the language you talk, the pronunciation of talk, your anger. You understand what I'm saying? So that's when I started to become conscious. And then, like I said, once the corona rolled in, the company I was working for, like I was the most outspoken, so I was going first.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that put me in a position of urgency. So I'm not gonna lie, I took my last $700. I had an 04 Expedition, it was rusted up. I took my last $700, went to Home Depot, bought the cheapest weed whacker they had, the cheapest lawnmower they had, the cheapest blower they had.
Yeah.
And I said, let's get to it.
Jumped off the porch.
You understand what
You
I'm saying?
jumped off the porch. That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, my initial thought on the situation was, you know what I mean, I'm gonna be able to survive. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be able to still make money. It's a situation.
I got chills, man.
You know what I mean? Me too. Where it's like, this is a business that I could provide right now with what we're going through. And then I went to Macedonia on the Hill. Pastor Brian Edmonds. Shout out to Pastor Brian Edmonds.
Shout out to that man.
Yes,
For
he cultivated me and taught me how the religion is nothing like what people think it is. Such as like how people think that Christians is just like they just don't got it. They just praise and there ain't nothing, no backbone to it. And it's like that's not it at all. You know what I mean?
Okay, what was one of those things he gave you that made you understand that? You know, did he drop a gem on you, or like what was it in his approach in life? Or
so no, it was literally the first segment into because he does segments every year. So it was Faith Forward.
Okay,
you know what I mean? And he's basically telling you that. So every Sunday it's basically about finances for like the first 6 months. You know what I mean? And he's basically telling you like, no, you're supposed to be a blessing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you stay in the medium, then you're really not even, you know what I mean, honoring God. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're not able to bless nobody. You're not even, like, you got to really think about how everything, even nature is here. Like, flowers can't smell themselves. Yeah. Trees don't shade under themselves. Right. Trees don't give themselves oxygen. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and I wholeheartedly believe that.
Now, you said stay in the medium. What would be an example of what the medium would be?
Just focus on yourself. Okay. Just make sure you're good.
Oh, that's the medium.
That's the medium. Yo, that's the bare minimum. You feel what I'm saying? Because, and I don't do that. That's why I told you I started this. My pillars are to impact, to become a blessing, and to inspire. You understand what I'm saying?
It's purpose.
You understand? That's exactly. So now that's how I live off of it. Yeah. So then.
So everything has to. You have to check those boxes off with any move you make.
That's a fact.
That's it, my man.
That's a fact.
My man. It's called core values, brother.
No, that's you understand
purpose,
what I'm saying?
Core values.
And before that, I just didn't have them. You know what I mean? Like I said.
No, you did. You did. Yeah, because that you just don't. You developed like you didn't start on zero. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was in you. You know what I'm saying? It was in you. It just had to be awakened.
That's a fact.
But those things, I feel like things start to make sense as time goes on. Mm-hmm. But as those moments happen, there's a moment where you look back like, oh my goodness, I used to do that as a child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe what you're doing now, that's why I think it's important for our children to experience every little thing, because maybe they don't stick with it, but as they get on in the future and they get that entrepreneurial spirit, or they get to a certain point in life, they be like, you know what, I have tried this before. Let me go again because it's not foreign to me.
Everything comes in waves.
Yeah. I don't think this mindset is foreign. This is not something that you just, don't get me wrong, the pandemic might have woke it up, but it had to be somewhere to be asleep.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I really want to tap in, kind of before the pandemic and growing up, was an entrepreneur, somebody who wanted to own their business, was that always in you?
Yeah. So my first hustle was, I think I would say 9 or 10 years old. Okay. Or let's just say between 8 and 10. So, I used to, ride the bike everywhere. You know what I mean? So the CVS in Penn Hills, I'm from East Hills. You know what I mean? And that's where I grew up at. So the CVS in Penn Hills was selling the big popsicles for 50 cents. So I used to literally ride my bike from East Hills to Penn Hills, come back to my neighborhood and sell them things for $1.
There it is.
100% profit.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on with it. You just doubled up on them.
Yeah. So that was my first, like, no, like I want to make some money. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually where it started at. You know what I mean? And then after that, of course, we got the shoveling, we got the, you know, and all the little ins and outs of that nature.
Yeah, see, we got something in common, but you also got something in common too, Josh. Because you had your first hustle as well. We talked about on there.
Absolutely. I was just gonna say that when you do that at a young age, like it I was gonna ask when you said you went to Home Depot, you got the bare essentials of what you needed, and you're like, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna that there's that jumping off point. I mean, obviously there was something in your life that happened that you needed to do it, but so many people don't have the confidence. They're worried that this and that, and there's a million things, and I joke with Corey that like just go and do it, and you'll get smarter later, like as you go. And as you grow with more and more worries as you develop, but just going out and doing it is like, I cannot stress it enough. Like that is the thing that most people are missing. And so when you said, look, I just went and I did it, in my head I was like, well, how did he know? Like, what told him that he knew that he can go and do it? And that was it. Is that you were 9 years old flipping popsicles, and so you knew that foundation story, gives you the knowledge that, and I got chills again, like that that you can make yourself money. Yeah, and that is the most powerful thing, I think. Like, and there might be good days and bad days. This is seasonal kind of thing, but you probably flip it both ways. Now you're doing the cleaning, but if whatever it is, if you know that you can produce money by what you do, and that you can bring value to people and give something that's worth it. Hopefully you're giving something that like is over, giving them more value than what you're getting, and then you're able to kind of create a cycle, and it's a beautiful thing. I love the way that
you tapped in on something. You tapped in on something that was really important. And even when you were speaking of your journey, you were tapping on, you have the confidence. Yeah. When you took that last $700 you had,
crazy.
Yeah, for most people.
I love it.
But you for most people that would be crazy. But if you got the confidence in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way, I'll be fine.
Absolutely.
It doesn't feel good, but I have enough confidence in myself to overcome any obstacle that's going to come before
You could have gave him a bunch of scissors.
Yeah, he would have made it happen. Yeah. Like what they say, you in the jungle, you come out with the chinchilla jacket and the leopard print boxes on. You know what I'm saying?
That's a major fact.
That's real. That's real. So, you said you started when you were 8. Doing with the popsicles and everything like that. So you got a little confidence in yourself to be able to go out there and generate money. Then you said it transferred over to shoveling snow and certain other things as well. I'm trying to think of where we're gonna go with this, man. Let's jump ahead back to that $700.
Yeah. Okay.
That $700. You put that in and you jumped off the porch.
Yeah. So I jumped off the porch with that. And I knew a lot of people in business because I've always been outspoken. I'm an extrovert. You feel what I'm saying? And I mean, due to my past life being in the streets, you know what I mean? I knew a tremendously amount of people. You understand what I'm saying? And that had a lot to do with it as well, because I told myself, I'm like, and this is a message that I really want a lot of people to understand.
Oh, drop it on me.
If you can spend that much time, because I know a lot of people that's in the streets that been there for years, that they're just not successful, and what the streets feel like it's successful. So I'm like, if I can spend that much time doing this, let me cut that out all the way and spend my time doing this. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. Why not? You feel what I'm saying? Let me use the same energy. Yeah. Let me get up in the morning, just like, you feel what I'm saying?
Crack of dawn, right?
You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, through my execution, it just worked out. But one of the key factors after Pastor Brian Edmonds was he taught us how to have personal development. You know what I mean? Which is separate from when he was preaching. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's like, you know what I mean? Understanding and learning the word is one thing, but personal development to actually have morals to back that up. You understand what I'm saying? And that's when I met Eric Thomas.
E.T.
Yeah, man.
Every morning. Every
what I'm
morning.
saying?
I
Gotta give it up to
can,
E.
I will, I must. You did.
Listen,
E.T., man.
So
Shout out to E.T.
You understand what I'm saying?
Changed my life.
Listen, I would not be sitting here with y'all if it wasn't. Because like I said before I met E.T., I was money driven. And we all know how that ends up.
Absolutely. There's a ceiling to that. There's a
You
ceiling
understand
to
what I'm
that.
saying? So my
Absolutely.
purpose up until that point was, I'm going to get out there and cut these lawns. I'm going to make this money. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And then after getting introduced to Eric Thomas and then really listening to them, it was like, no, this is a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
Like, I could not only just make money, but I could produce money for my family. I could, you know what I mean? Now I'm super consciousness of, like, now I know a job's not even stable. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, people look at jobs for stability, but I'm like, how is it a stable income
Well,
when...
the pandemic exposed that as well, too.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah, yeah.
I would tell people that like that job security is only secure as you make it, and then even then you're still depending on whoever it is that's up there, that's in charge of it, deciding to do it every day. And as an entrepreneur, I know that that's a big decision. That at one day I might be like, nah, I don't want to do that anymore. I change direction or whatever. Like being the underneath that, and that being like your safety net, and thinking that that's more secure than being your own boss is wild.
Hey, listen, you understand what I'm
Right?
saying? But like I said, we had to cultivate our mind to understand and know that was real.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, like I said, the more and more I start pouring out, the community just start, you know what I mean, pouring in. And then I'm like, wow, this is really life-changing. So the thing that took it to another height, you know what I mean? Like I said, I listen to the podcast every week. You know what I mean? But we also, me and my aunt, well, she actually started it. It was like a pumpkin patch, you know what I mean? And I, you know what I mean, just came along to help her, you know what I mean? But basically, we put together a pumpkin patch in our neighborhood, you know what I mean? That was free of charge to everybody, you know what I mean? You didn't pay for nothing, because she took her grandkids to a real pumpkin patch and was like, if we just paid all this money, there's no way that everybody in our community can afford to be here.
100%.
Yeah.
So at the end of our first pumpkin patch, I'm not gonna lie, like the weirdest feeling came over me, and it was like something told me to look around.
Yeah.
And this was the first time, like I said, I'm from East Hills, you know what I mean? This is the first time in history I've ever seen our community come together and nobody fighting, argument. It was just like, so that energy that told me to look around, that's where I got my purpose from. And it was like, you're here to succeed, to make sure everybody's good.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that mindset to think outside of the box. And now, fast forwarded to the day, in my community alone, it's like now the image that I want, I have now. It's like the image that I wanted back then before was, I want to be this kingpin jewelry, all this extra stuff.
Right.
And I never got that. I never was the man when it came to that. You feel what I'm saying? And nobody never looked at me like that. But now, it's like, I go to my community today, and there's not one person that's not, listen, you inspire me, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing. You got us thinking totally different. Like, we know it's possible now. And that's because I stay consistent.
Right. That's your purpose, right?
Motivational Monday. He comes
You know
on
what I'm saying?
every Monday. And
I love that, man, because that aligns with how, like, I was there. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was there at that point where, my biggest influences was the streets. It was, I didn't know there was other ways to make money, make what I thought was wealth, the way that we were doing it. And I'm from Braddock, so it was like, it's kind of that same situation. But the biggest thing that now that I feel like that I strive for as well, and my purpose is like to there's a kid out there in the projects that where I grew up at, you know what I mean? And it's going to be able to say, look, there was another route. I seen this man come from here and go here, so that if it's, you ever heard of the 4-minute mile?
No.
The 4-minute mile? So the 4-minute mile was like this. The 4-minute mile was thought to be impossible to run. This was back in, I think, like maybe the 20s, 30s. Don't quote me on that, but they thought it was impossible to run, and people were trying it for years. And then one day somebody ran it, and ran the 4-minute mile, ran a mile with under 4 minutes. And once one person did it, like 3 months later, it was 300 people that did it. What it did is unlocked something in people's minds saying it was impossible to it was possible, and then people were doing it. It was the same thing with the double flip in the Olympics off the diving board. People thought that was a death spin. That's what they would call it. And then one person did it. Next thing you know, months later, more people are doing it. Once they see one person can do it, it unlocks something in their mind to say, oh, that's not impossible. That's possible. And now they're moving as if so. And then that makes it actually, the probability of it being possible is even more grand. You know what I'm saying? So it's just dope that you said that when you go back home, you know, people are inspired. They look at you and say, now I look up to you.
That's a fact.
You know, as you going out there and you're grinding, you're going for your dreams, that's more powerful than any dollar bill that'll ever be in my account right there. That feeling. Yeah. You know?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because like I said, now that my mindset and everything is turned, that's like that fuels me to continue on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like, oh no, just like even off of Motivational Mondays, I got people inboxing me even on Mondays. If I put it up too late, if it's hey, what's going on? Like, bro, I really be needing that. Like, I really, you feel what I'm saying? Look forward to what you're saying. And they trust me now. That's why I tell people, like, they trust me now, because not only am I getting up there every Monday, but at the same token, I'm executing on that.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a person in this city right now that'll convince you that that's not gonna happen.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I pride myself in that. Now I feed that not only to the community, but now I teach my son to carry that legacy as well. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie, somebody told me one thing that was strong was the only thing Martin Luther King didn't do is train a replacement.
Yeah, the development program. You know what I'm saying? That's important. A lot of people don't understand that if everything depends on one person and that one person falls, everything under it crumbles.
That's a fact.
So it's important while you're coming up to you teach somebody below to what you're doing. So in case you are no longer there, it can keep moving.
That's a major fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a major fact.
Good to Great. There's a book called Good to Great. It's dope. Jim Collins is. I don't know if I have it around. If I have it, man, it's yours.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, it's in there. It's in there. Is
that me?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
No, that's it's somebody. But it's all good.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Well, it's not going to go off.
It's not going to go off. It'll be all right.
Okay.
But yeah, man. Nah, man. Your journey's great.
Cut that ringer too if you could. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. You got airplane mode? It's probably on airplane mode. So
Okay.
it'll still record and everything like that.
Okay.
They ain't messing nothing up. We can just chop. They're just going to chop this out.
Okay,
So
okay.
Be straight, man. Believe me.
I got you. But yeah, so like I said, what you was just saying is what Eric Thomas and them did for me, as far as they said, you know what I mean, what's possible, but then they gave you the guidelines and the steps to take it. You know what I mean? Because even at that point, when I first initially got with him, I'm like, you know, but at the same token, 16, you know, homeless. Another one from Barbados, another one from a regular blue-collar family, well, two of them from a blue-collar family, and now we're sitting here watching, you know what I mean, self-made millionaires.
Absolutely.
And then I started the Uber, you know what I mean? Because once
meet
I got
people, man. I know what you about to go.
Listen.
My fault. Go ahead with that, man.
But not even so much meet people at this point. It was the simple fact, I used to take orders to communities where there's hundreds of $300,000, $400,000 houses. So now I'm starting to measure things on my journey. Like, hold up, how is this possible? You know what I mean? Like, I know all the Steelers don't live out here. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know this ain't all actors and rappers. You know what I mean? Entertainers. Like, so there's another way that's really possible. And then I started looking at my company like, nah, this is more than just, you know what I mean, cutting grass or this is way more. Like, I could provide for not only my community, but I could change my culture through this. Because I tell a lot of people, like, landscaping, I love landscaping. You know what I mean? But this is a vehicle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That funds the movement.
To get to the destination.
You understand what I'm saying? And I learned that from Jamal King, 95 millionaire. You know what I mean? So
I love it, man. Love it. You know, man. Oh, yeah, I mean, your story already. You know what I keep hearing in your voice and what you're saying, that to me is like the key to all of this. That not the key to all of this, but it's one of those keys. Because it ain't never just one thing.
That's a fact.
But this right here is so important, and you haven't swayed off of it yet. You continue to talk about it as if it is bigger than just you.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you just
That's a
said,
fact.
you was like, I want to inspire the culture. Like it comes back to inspire the work.
Let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
I don't have personal goals.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Can you break that down to us, man?
I don't have personal goals.
Yeah,
There's not a house that I want.
Yeah.
There's not a car that I want.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? There's not if we want to take it back, there's not a chain, clothes I want to wear. Like I literally live to impact. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I was to get $1 million a day, my first decision would be, how can I utilize this to impact not only my community but the culture itself? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The humanity as a whole. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that's what I feel like my purpose is. You know what I mean? Like that's what drives me every day. I don't get up to be like, yeah, one day I'm gonna be in that Bentley. No. Yeah, that's not even. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's material.
One day I'll be able to fund my family. One day I'll be able to teach the not only my community but, like I said, the world about trust funds and trust in general, and how to. One day I'll be able to, you know what I mean, impact people who I know just need that little push. You know what I mean? Now I'll be able to go to the community, and because one of my biggest things is becoming a resource.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people looking to the government, looking for. We could be our own resource.
You were just saying that during the pandemic, right? You're not gonna, when the next pandemic comes, you're not gonna be the type of person that's waiting for resources. You're gonna be giving resources. So I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. You solid. I
said that 3 years ago.
Well, you know what though, it holds true. It's so wild because we underestimate what we could do in a year, and we overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in 5. And if this is where you're at in 3, goddamn, man, we got some things happening.
That's a fact.
So you know what, we talked about your backstory, and I think that's really dope. What about the present? You know, what is it? Where do you take all of these morals and all your beliefs and all of this motivation of how you got to this point? What is happening now? You know, because I see it on your shirt. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we was getting in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So basically right now I'm just at a point of growth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I know everything. I know the standards. I know what's going on in the world.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm trying to cultivate my business, growth in there. So like I said, I could be a resource for everything I need to do. Because like I said, I have the landscaping and the cleaning, you know what I mean? But now my next step is really to be a motivational speaker.
You got that, because I'm lit right now listening to you.
Yeah, I want to be a motivational speaker because, like I said, now that I have the attention, you know what I mean, of everybody, it's like, how can I feed them? You know what I mean? So presently right now, it's like, okay, I got to figure out how to grow my companies, you know what I mean? How to make them self-efficient, where they run themselves, so that I could get back to being focused on my purpose. You know what I mean?
Josh, where did y'all meet, man? Where did y'all meet, bro? How did this connection even happen? I'm loving every bit of this,
I would like to
man.
consider myself a resource as well.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
100%.
So, he came into the shop and he needed some printing and some vehicle graphics, some business cards, and we hooked you up with a bunch of stuff.
That's a fact. You know what I mean? I stand highly on that.
Man, I'm about to be jumping jacks. Anytime you talk, bro.
PGHPrintShip.com. Check us out.
Listen,
it's real.
Anybody who asks me, man, listen, that's my first point of marketing.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying? That's my first point of marketing. And then my guy, he always look out for me.
Man, Josh is the one, bro.
I ain't going to hold you.
He's him, man. He's the one, bro.
I ain't going to hold you. He's the one. But that's why even after a fact, it's like, how can I add value? Like there wasn't too much I could do. Every time I buy something, I'd be like, all right, let me buy y'all lunch. He'd be, nah. I'm like, man, let me buy y'all lunch, man. Let me do something for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless whether you're paying for something, I still appreciate that. You know what I mean? I appreciate the time that goes in it, the level of customer service that comes out of PGH. all of that. Like I've never had an issue. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, a real one recognizes a real one, right?
That's a fact.
And that, you know, that's what I think when you were talking about your core values, you were talking about what's in you, and how you move and how you have to check those boxes off. It's also easier to spot when you have it in you. Mm-hmm. And that's how I think they say the universe always provides, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because we're able to recognize more of ourselves if that's in ourselves. That if you're a good person, it's easy to recognize a good person because you know that takes work, it takes a lot, and you can see it. It's easier. It's like that new car thing. You get a new car, you always see it riding up on the other side of the street. You know, you recognize
that's
it.
A fact.
You know what I mean? Because you're in it. I know how Josh moves. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised Josh has time to be sitting here right now, and there's probably about 10 things.
Like for what you want to be doing, I think that podcasting is probably the number one thing that you can do right now to get yourself out there and amass the views and start speaking the language and getting yourself prepared to become a motivational speaker. I think that's probably if you know there's many routes, but I think that is probably the most direct and you know you do with that what you want to, and you know I
think you're right because he got it.
Yeah,
so he got it, man. I had chills since this thing started.
Right.
I'm like, goodness,
we're doing the thing, and I love it. But there was something else that you asked me. I don't know exactly. We'll jump on that in a second. But I want to ask you, what does the word gratitude mean to you, and how can we, how do you express that, and how do you promote that? Because it's
I mean, it's a thing
flowing through you right now.
Through Eric Thomas. You know what I mean? Once again, you know what I mean? Like literally, that's my foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The S2S podcast is the foundation.
That's a great foundation, bro. You know what I mean? That's a great foundation to have.
But just adding value.
Yeah.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Like I care about people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how I give that. You know what I mean? I'm always been one of those type of people. Like, what do you need? You know what I mean? I've never asked for nothing in return. You understand what I'm saying? And another way that I show that is I really want to see other people win. Like, what can I do? You know what I mean? So that's literally what drives my gratitude. You know what I mean?
Yes, and that is why I'm here as well. So I don't think that we make time for the things that we want to do. I do not have time for a lot of things, but I make time for this because I think this is worth my time and the long game of what it is that I'm trying to do and create. I think that having the print shop is really great. I love the print shop. I love, but there's many different dimensions of and layers of why I like it, and being able to work with other artists and entrepreneurs, which is what this podcast is based off of, is one of the things I love about the print shop. And then being able to kind of do this where we take people on the side or go out to lunch or, whatever and kind of dive a little bit deeper. And I've been an entrepreneur for myself for 15 years through a few different businesses. And I've had, great times, bad times. I've gone through lots and lots of things. And I know that from starting from the ground up like you did, I was when I started this business, I was bare bones, and I did everything as cheaply as I possibly could. From the email address to the website to the there were ads on it, and it was just like the most basic stuff you can do. But I knew that if I did a good job, and I promoted myself and just put the work in, that it would be people would see the value in it, and it would grow, and it did, and it grew and grew and grew and grew. So I mean, you don't have time for anything. You make time for what it is you want to be doing. So, and this is very worthwhile. So this is why I want to be out here and doing this.
That's a fact,
There's
and I appreciate you bringing that up because I actually do have a podcast.
Okay.
Okay.
Where am I at?
Yeah.
I don't even know about it. Tell me about it. Where can we find it?
Drop that on us, man.
So this is the thing. Me and my guy, we put it together because sort of the same as you guys, but we wanted. We started to notice my man George Luck. He owns Fresh Nutrition.
I met George.
Yep. That's my guy. So We
North Hills, something like that.
well, he got 3.
Okay, yeah,
He got 3.
He came in my shop one day. I met him. I don't think we've worked together yet, though.
Okay.
Yeah, one day.
But yeah. That's a fact. But we started to notice that every podcast, all the YouTubes, people was talking about like the medium and the wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we specifically, it's like, yo, how are you losing?
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's.
So our
important.
podcast is called Failure to Win.
love it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
man, that's
It's
deep.
called Failure to
That's
Win.
a strong name.
Yeah, and
That's a
we
strong
do
name.
not focus on the wins.
No,
Because
that's
we want people, so it's for people who's getting into business, who's inspired to get into business, who's feeling discouraged because of business. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we trying to uplift those people specifically. Like
Love
people
it.
that's already winning, you already, you know what I mean?
absolutely.
But we trying to specifically get to those people to build up the community. You understand what I'm saying? And basically give people hope. You know what I mean? That's because that's all I'm about. I don't like literally. That's if I could do that all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, man, hey, look, if you guys ever need another place to record at,
That's it. No, we do.
It's
Because
available.
our biggest that's our biggest issue right now
Okay.
is
Yeah.
the like we recording off of iPads.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
we actually
I've
enjoy
been there.
it.
Been there.
no, I get it. I mean, it's always good to start somewhere. Y'all want it so bad that y'all will start. Like I love that.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's more important than waiting. And you have everything. Like all the. You can't wait for all the stars to align to go for something, right? That just doesn't happen. It's never going to be a perfect situation. But if you want it bad enough, you're going to figure out a way to make it happen. And people, and especially individuals that approach it. Podcasting like that, I love to hear that, and I love when they come to a place like this. It makes them, you know what I mean, they really appreciate it a lot more, and it makes it because you earn this level. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I would be more than willing to open up the studio and work with you.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? Like that's something like our core values already aligned. You speaking. Like it's so crazy. I have to stop myself from talking because I just want to listen because it's like, man, I'm not alone with that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you were talking about E.T. I listen to motivational videos every morning.
That's a fact.
E.T. is on my playlist. You know, gotten me through so much. Pandemic, baby.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Started during the pandemic, and it was really, man, it's the things I get from hearing that man speak, and the essence of his existence, man. It's going to be it's so important, and it's people like him, man. You know, I'm so happy he does do that because we are part of the development program. So you know, one day when he goes on to the next life, you know what I mean, we'll be able to step up.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? We'll be able to step up, and that's why I said it's really important. Like when you said important to have a development program and to keep creating that. You know, Jordan was dope, but what if there was 2 of them? You know what I'm saying, on the same team? You know what I mean? Like that would have been. I mean, it's almost unfathomable.
That's a
but
fact.
it's important, man, and that's why I think a lot of times. Just I don't know, man. Just I just want to say I'm opening up the studio for you, man.
Okay.
You just give me a holler. We'll set it up.
That's a fact.
We'll
I
set it
appreciate
up.
that.
I would love to just be a fly on the wall on that conversation.
That's a fact.
You know, behind the camera, we'll capture some things, make some content, help you guys push that out there, man.
I know, that's a
definitely,
major fact.
definitely, man.
That's
I want
a
to
major-
see you win.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I want to see you win. That's
a fact.
real.
That's a fact.
Love it. So you have the 2 businesses, Valentine Landscaping. Give me the name of the other one.
Constant cleaning.
Constant Cleaning. I love that. And when did you start that?
So constant cleaning actually started in February.
Okay.
And that, I ain't gonna lie, that actually transpired the same way that the landscaping did, because what happened was a lot of people did a non-payment. You know what I mean? During the end of the landscaping season.
Yeah.
And we were out thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like money that was supposed to get us through the winter and things
Yeah,
like that.
okay.
So I started it once again for survival. But now I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now things are
You
starting
built that
to
blueprint.
listen. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
once again, due to consistency and me already trusting the process,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because I went through it already with this company. You know what I mean? So I knew, I'm like, nah, this is going to be a little bit bigger. And once again, this is another vehicle. You know what I mean? So anything to fast forward, like the actual process to get to the front line,
Yeah.
that's really what I'm really about. Now you know what I mean. I ain't trying to go too fast because once again, Eric Thomas taught you, listen, trust the process. The process is the most important part.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And just like one thing you said earlier about people trying to wait till listen, once again, Eric Thomas, being a perfectionist never win. Like he said on the podcast that 99% of the people who's elite in the world ain't the best.
Oh, absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not the best. There actually is two Jordans, but somebody didn't want to get started. Somebody didn't believe in themselves. Somebody wanted to wait until that jump shot was perfect.
Right.
And that was too late.
Only thing perfect is imperfection.
Yeah.
You dig it? Hey, man.
Come on,
hey, man. Hey, man.
Come on, man.
Yo, I'm coming to you. When you start, I mean, you already started your motivational career, your motivational speaking career. I'm just waiting for you. I'm not even waiting for you. I'm just going to be happy to see you solidify it.
That's a
you
fact.
got it, man. You got it.
That's
yeah,
a fact.
that just lit me up. I
That's
was
a
like,
fact.
she said, man, there is two Jordans.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man. There was another one that's like, don't mistake movement with progress. I love the way you said, you said, no, I don't want to go too fast. You skipping steps. That's just it's a recipe to get tripped up. And you're not, you get ready for, you have something in front of you that you're just not actually, you just don't have you're not ready for. Yeah. Sometimes growing too fast can kill you faster.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? It's just like, but it's just really dope to hear you speak, man, because this is, you're almost speaking like, it's like a universal truth. You can break these things down, not just for what you're doing, but just in life in general.
Yeah.
Just dope, man.
You said that you were doing a cleaning business beforehand.
Yeah.
Right? When was that? Like how many years ago?
I want to say 2018.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
2018.
Yeah. And so you were doing that, and then you stopped doing it. What was it? What was the reason you stopped?
So actually, I didn't stop. My business fired me.
Oh, okay. How that happen?
So what happened was, at that time, like I said, I had no motivation. I had no personal development. I didn't have a relationship with God, so I didn't have no morals to back nothing up. So at that point in time, I wasn't in the streets, but I had that attitude. So what I mean by that is a lot of people in the streets, they come outside with Louis and a chain on, and they feel like they made it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I felt like that, telling people, oh, I got a cleaning business. I'm cleaning it. And I had some nice contracts. You know what I mean? I had some real commercial contracts right off the bat. So it was like, yeah, I got these contracts. I got signed everything, got it situated. Right. But now, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm spending more time telling people about it than actually running it. So now I'm out late. You feel what I'm saying? Then I'm going to my business, giving it the bare minimum. You know what I mean? Now I'm not showing up on time. Now I'm trying to skip past the trash, taking out the trash or doing X, Y, and Z so that I can get back to everybody and tell them I got to clean the company. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
So it was more of I was too busy fronting on it than actually living my truth. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Like, no, focus on the company. Don't tell them nothing.
Let the work be.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's how that happened.
So yeah, one, I believe, and we've been talking about this, that like you are. It's not that like a lot of people say like, oh, you're on your way. You're like, I see you. I see what you're doing. Keep going. And not that that's not. There is space for that, but I believe that you are exactly where you're supposed to be at every moment, and you are building on to the next thing. And you might not realize what that is, but now having done that and gone through that, and that was like I said, everything comes in waves. So there's cycles, and it's like if you zoom out, it's just like breathing. Like there's inhale, exhale, and you just kind of like gotta relax a little bit more about it. And so now you did that. You went through that season. You can see it from. Look in your rearview mirror and decide like, all right, that's how I did that, and that I don't want to do that anymore. You can make that change, and so now when you go to do this business, like how did that, business that didn't work out, how did that set this new one up for success?
Basically, do everything the opposite.
Yeah, right. But you wouldn't have those lessons. If you weren't, if you didn't do that.
So now it's more like let's do the work, then post the content.
100%.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Before it was, let's post the content like we doing it, and then don't do nothing. Do the
Please.
bare minimum. We supposed to be
Please.
there for 2 hours. Now we there for an hour, and I'm going home. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically,
Yes.
like I said, it helped me with that aspect.
Yeah.
With procrastination on things.
Right.
It showed me how you can actually miss hundreds of opportunities being like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And even in the beginning parts of the constant cleaning, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't put my face on nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't even want really recognition for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even to this day,
Like, let me build it up
now
first.
they know. Now
Yeah,
they know.
yeah,
But
right.
before then, until today, I still do not
Yeah.
front it. Like I'll repost certain things from that page.
Yeah.
But I don't do that. You feel
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? Because another thing that I've learned is sneak attacks is way better than upfronts.
Yeah,
So a
right.
lot of people, I'm big on, I'm not going to tell you that I own it because, you know what I mean? There might be somebody that, you know what I mean, dislike, not part of the movement,
Sure.
or just, you know what I mean? There is negative people in the world, you know what I
There's
mean?
a time and place. Yeah.
But if you don't know, I'm coming.
Right.
You know
Right,
what I
that's
mean?
what they
If
say
you
in
don't know,
war.
I'm coming.
That's what they say in war, man. Your best offense is surprise.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
So that's what that aspect of that business really
Gotcha.
taught me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And now that's like, once again, that's a core value. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Even with my landscaping company, you know what I mean? My guy, Aaron Gibson, he taught me that, like, don't even be the face of it.
Yeah.
Like, cause if I had to do it over, I would change my name. A legacy don't come with the name.
Right.
You know what I mean? The legacy come with, like I said, there's not a person in the city that'll tell you I ain't working. There's
Yeah.
not a person that's gonna tell you I'm not executing. I've been doing motivational Mondays for the last 3 years. You understand what I'm saying? Though that's your legacy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not
Yes.
because your name's plastered everywhere,
Right.
and that has nothing to do with it. Because like I
Correct.
said, I had it before. But if you ain't doing that ain't like, don't nobody even know about it. I don't even remember the name of it.
gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I did
Yeah.
the EIN myself. I did it was just like, man, let me just get this started so I could get some money. You know what I mean?
Right.
With no values at that time.
Yeah.
So basically, like that's what that taught me.
Interesting. I love that. So, I mean, I think we could all take something from that. I appreciate that insight because it's not always easy to kind of dive in and remember those things, but it is super valuable to us and to people listening and to just always be like reminding yourself. Like I tell my son, he started playing hockey and he's like, first, like, it wasn't even like a game. It was just like a practice game, and his team didn't win, and he was real upset about it. And I'm, bro, like, play 100 games and then take temperature. Like, don't be worried about, like, and like I've been working out and doing my thing, and I'm not even gonna check myself until 100, sessions.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm just like, nah, like you need to be self-aware and you need to be mindful. And have a plan and a purpose and all that, but at the same time, not like micro-focused on each little thing to a point where you get frustrated, give up, and you don't want to be part of it anymore just because you need the things that you're doing, like in business, there's so much more to it than just like the day by day and job by job. Like, you have to be able to zoom out and see, like, all right, cool, this season, right? And you're doing everything in the summer, winter, whatever. How many lawns did I do? How many customers did I have? How many, whatever? And we're working with print jobs, and how many different clients did we have? How many new customers? How many, what is it? Where should we focus on? What can we do better? There's so many different angles, but every single thing is important. Like, the day-to-day is so important to be able to just be there and be present and do your best. And then when you can do that for a long enough time and you zoom out and you see what you built, it's amazing.
That's called the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like even something in that situation that I would explain to your son is, listen, ain't no such thing as a loss. It's a lesson.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's what the
I
L
don't
stands
allow
for.
people to tell
That's what
me
the L stands
there ain't no
for,
such thing
man.
as a loss.
Yeah.
It's a lesson. So in that game that you lost, what could you have done better? What could your
Exactly.
team? You understand what I'm saying?
How can
So-
you expect to win your first game? Like, there's so much.
No, there is a loss if you stop.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's the only
Love it.
loss.
That's a
That's
fact.
that's the only time
That's
you
a
can
fact.
lose if you're 100% out the game.
That's a fact.
You know, but you can be averaging 1 point a game. You still in it. It's a lessons. You got some lessons.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I live by that. I live by that. You
That's
know?
why one thing I do is I tell people, listen to me. One of the biggest attributes to anything you do in life is to get up the next day.
Consistent.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I think that makes me. I ain't gonna never say I'm better than nobody, but I operate better because, like, I'm in the process. I love the process. You know what I mean? So it don't matter if I took a loss yesterday or I won. I'm gonna get up with the same energy. Might get up a half an hour late.
Yeah. I doubt you allow yourself
Yeah,
to do that. What
But-
did ET say about that?
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like, got to get up at 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Yeah, no. It's like that though.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. Just keep going, man. And like that to me is the biggest thing. You know, it's consistency. It's consistency. I don't think it gets no better than that. Like I just know if I keep kicking at that door will open.
Yeah.
It may take a little longer than that. Nothing takes the time I expect it to take, and I just got to realize that it's just all the process. But as long as I keep on knocking at that door or kicking at that door is going to fall open, and I have enough confidence that in my ability to keep going forward. That it'll happen. It'll happen. You know, but that also comes with what you said, with your beliefs, with your core values, with knowing your purpose. If you have those things, most people that operate without those stop kicking at the door because they don't have the additional fuel, which is the purpose, which is all those things you're speaking of. That is the thing that gets you through the time where you don't have no gas in the tank and you got to get outside the car and start pushing it up the hill from behind.
That's
you
a
know what I
fact.
mean? And that's what that is to me. That's your reserve right there. And without those things, you're not going to have the energy. People wonder how the hell did they keep going? How did they keep going? It's because of that.
Yeah.
It's because of that. That's the most important part
That's a
of
fact.
it. You know, the other stuff, like, and it doesn't matter, like, what you going for. If you have that, you're going to get it. You're going
That's
to
a
get
fact.
it. It'll be because you're relentless at that
And
point.
that's why I'm at a point where I don't even I don't understand competition no more.
Oh yeah.
Cause it's like, bro, this is my lane. This is where I'm going. This is my purpose. And I don't mind sharing information with people because a lot of people, I don't want to build you up. Listen, I give game to every single landscaper that I stop. You understand what I'm saying? Because first of all, what God got for me, you can't take that.
Period.
What God got for you, I can't take that.
100%.
I don't care. Relationships, friendships, anything. Once you can't nobody take with it.
Absolutely.
Only person that can do that is you.
That's it.
I used to get so mad, like, you know, if another place would take customers of mine, or if someone would go somewhere else, or like there were people. There's been people, I'd say, like, you know, chomping at my heels for a long time, and I don't feel like I'm that big. And there was like this other print shop, and like anytime we'd post, they would send a DM to our customer and be like, hey, did you know. If you didn't like your order, we would love to be another option for you or something. And it was just like, come on, like go bug someone else. Like why? And now that we got to a point where we're, you know, there's food on the table, we can relax, we're busier, we got work coming out of our ears. There's nothing like that whole mindset changed to a point where like we just got to focus on the work that we got, do the best job we can with the jobs that we're able to produce in one day.
Right.
If I could be there for 20 hours, I would be there. And it's like I love it, and I love, like, it's insane that, like, how hard we work towards something. But as quickly as I can do it, there's more work. So it got to a point where I was just like, no, like, I don't care. Like if you know, whatever, it was more convenient, better price, whatever it was, someone went somewhere else. Like there's still people that'll be like, oh, sorry, I had to go to somewhere else, or, you know, like we're set, like in a spot right now where I can't believe that, you know, this if this season right now is what we should be doing in the summer, and the summer is going to be twice as busy. So I love it. I'm very, very happy.
Right,
So,
and that's just keeping the work,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
because you're thinking about that's like a waste of energy.
Oh,
you know,
huge.
like you got to put your energy on what you can control. And
Yes.
Josh, you said there is no. I got chills when you were just talking like that because that's the important thing. It's like. Your competition is in the mirror, my guy.
Yes.
That's the only thing you.
That's it.
That's the only, you know what I mean. That's the only competition you have.
And I'm gonna be honest, when you focus on the other side of it, you actually lose.
Oh, 100%.
So the more time that,
Yeah.
like, even in that moment, the more time you spent, you know, oh, that person, why would you contact that energy alone that you
Yes.
spent thinking about that, speaking it into existence. It's like we could have been over here talking to the people that do show us love, the people that do shop with us, the people
Exactly.
because that's how it actually works.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, that's it.
Like I definitely don't worry about that no more. Like, and then the way you present yourself, you treat people, like I said, your customer service, the way you are about your business, you can't lose that.
Nah.
Like my people, I don't care how cheaper a price is. Like my people ain't gonna goodie. I literally had the same customers. I never lost a customer. I'm lying. I lost one customer this year, and that's because my business went to prepayments only.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So now we
I
only.
made that switch too. It's the best thing we ever did.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what I mean? But then you get more serious people. You get, you know what I mean?
Right,
Things
right.
of
They
that
have some
nature,
skin in
The
the
only
game.
people that don't want to pay up front are the people that we're going to not pay it.
And
later.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I love that, and that's just understanding what you want and what type of people, what type of clientele you want. That's what I'm worried. That's what I'm figuring out now. You know, I'd rather have 2 good clients instead of 10 bad clients because, and I'm serious. Like that's the.
Did you learn the hard way?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was there.
But also, I'm so grateful for that because
Absolutely.
with those experiences with people that are not so what my target market is.
Yes.
I understand now. I identify like I can't add value to what they're doing. I can't give them what they need.
Right.
But for the ones that I can give them my all, and I can actually bring value to them. Like you were saying, you know, I can bring them value because we fit. It fits.
Yes.
You know, it's not that they're bad customers. They're just not the customers for me.
exactly.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all.
That's it. Like they may need to find something.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
else
you.
that- Yeah.
I ain't
They may
mad
need
at
to find
you.
something
We
else
got
that
no
fits,
issues.
fits what they because I can't provide for you what you need.
Exactly. That's
and,
it.
And if I do, you're gonna have to pay for my piece. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
this-
seriously.
You know, because it just would be too much of a charge. That I think it wouldn't make sense for either one of us. You know what I'm saying? I'm having the conversation right now
Yeah.
out loud in my head, but
And
that's what it is.
You got to realize it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Be
So,
aware.
and I realize when I have the clients that when I get done with them, I feel like I still have energy. Like they give me energy, I give them energy. I'm willing to do more for that type of relationship because I feel better. Like I can add what they need to it. And it just makes me feel good. When I feel good and that customer feels good, it makes me want to just bring more good to the situation. I just think
100%.
it's
That's
one
a
of those
fact.
things that's just building, man.
That's a fact.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this whole process, though. even with customers that may not just fit we don't fit together.
lesson.
It's just lessons, bro. There's no loss. It's
Nah,
just
it's not.
just a lesson.
Absolutely
Every single
not.
thing
Yeah.
builds onto the next.
Because I'm gonna be
Absolutely.
honest with you. Ever since I implemented, like you said, core values and morals, and you know what I mean. I know exactly what'll make my business efficient. For every one of those customers I lost, I gained 3.
100%.
Like no,
Because they were
seriously.
they were taking up your time and your peace.
You understand what I'm saying?
Couldn't be dealing with the other stuff.
Like literally every customer I've ever lost, you know what I mean? I've always gained 3. Like it's literally 3. I'm like, I don't know what's up with this number, but
That's all the energy you were probably putting into that. Now you got that.
you understand what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's heavy.
Yeah,
That's heavy. Yo, I think we tapped on
Yeah.
what we needed to tap on today, man. You want to tell them where they can find you at, my brother?
So you can.
I don't even want to end this. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah,
this
we
is
can go on forever.
This could be
That's
like
a
a
fact.
3 or 4 hour podcast,
That's a
but
fact.
you know,
So
Keep diving deeper.
yeah.
Of course, Facebook, Valentine Landscaping, Constant Cleaning, Instagram, Valentine 412, constant cleaning. It's just constant cleaning on both. And Valentine 412 on Instagram, Valentine Landscaping on Facebook.
You on TikTok yet?
I got a TikTok.
Yeah?
My TikTok is Generational Wealth 412.
Look at his face. He's waiting because he's about to drop it on you. Tell him.
I love TikTok.
Yeah.
I think the viewer to the content ratio is just absurd to a point where, you post enough times and you're going to get a good amount of views. So
that's a fact.
That's
a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I just got to get better with Capca.
Yeah. Keep at it. Keep at
that's it, man.
Yeah.
You got your attitude, and if you just keep at it, then
I would
that's
watch
all
you.
that matters.
Yeah, if you would drop I'm definitely looking into Motivational Mondays.
Yeah.
Like can you tell them about that too and how where they can
Yeah.
find that at?
Yeah, so Motivational Mondays, that's on my, I do upload that on my personal account, which is Clinton Valentine on Facebook and Generational Wealth 412 on Instagram. And basically, once again, through Eric Thomas, you know what I mean? That gave me the people need to know this, like in our city. You know what I mean? Because, of course, one day I'll have a way broader audience. But right now in this city, people that I know personally that watch me all the time, they need to hear this. You know what I mean? Right. They need inspired. Like I said, that's how the Failure to Win came about. They need guidance because what I talk about is real
Failure
life.
to Win podcast.
Absolutely. It's gonna be coming. It's gonna be coming here soon. So
coming.
I'm telling you guys, it's going down.
But yeah, so like I said, basically, like, no, you can do it. Like, don't. Like, my motivational Mondays, don't worry about your family to support you. They ain't gonna be your biggest, you know what I mean, clients anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't, like, that's the type of stuff, like, literally personal day-to-days. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of things that people don't know. Like, you have to, if you could get through your day-to-days, you're gonna win.
Absolutely.
Because the day-to-days is like, oh my God, this whole week was just crazy, man. Like, I'm gonna just give it up. Or
I got it. Yeah. So there's a saying, and it was Steve Harvey I got this from, right?
That's my guy.
Yeah. You got the 100% success rate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's one thing that they say that nobody's perfect at anything, but there's one thing that every single body is perfect at. If you're listening to this, if there's breath on your lips, and you could pat your back you could pat yourself on the back for this. You have 100% success rating of surviving all crappy days. 100% success rating. You're perfect at that. If you're listening to this, you have perfection in you. There's something you're perfect at. You have an A+, never lost, survived. If you did that, you can do this. Yeah. You dig it? Whatever is on your mind, you can do it because you survived that, and that's the hardest thing to do.
That's amazing fact.
Hey, man.
Tell me where we could find those beautiful yard signs at that Sunoco. What Sunoco is that?
Woo.
That you put out? That you put those signs?
Man.
The Valentines.
So
you keep putting them up there, right?
Yeah. So one, I ain't gonna lie. One of them I had to stop because they didn't understand core values.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
I gave them
Got you.
Because what happens is, let me tell you that real quick.
Okay, let's go with it. I'm ready.
So the yard signs, of course, y'all can find those at PGHPrintShip and Print. You know.
Yeah.
But I did that. Eric Thomas, once again, you know what I mean. He one of his biggest things is to add value.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean. So I went to these gas stations and told them I'll give you service for free. That blew their mind. They said, "What do you mean, sir?" I said, "For free. The only thing I want in return is to be able to promote my company."
And just put 2 yard signs right here on the corner.
Every single gas station. Every single gas station.
But that's coming from the heart. That's coming from you, which you operate
and
off.
the same person.
The thing that people don't realize is, like, that kind of guerrilla marketing is that you have someone with a bus bench 10 feet away that's spending hundreds of dollars every week to be there, and then you can go and make a deal and put a yard sign 10, 20 feet away and create the same value for yourself just by putting in the hard work. It's amazing.
And I
Hard work
always
works,
say
man.
3 to 4 because if you, like, one thing that I studied during business was human interaction.
Yeah.
That's why my company's yellow. My favorite color is burgundy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't live off of those. I literally study and do research to get the best outcome on marketing. What, like I said, human interaction. I know the reason why I put it at those gas stations is because, like, certain travels in that area, if you live in that area, you have to pass by all of them to get to where you got to go. You get on the parkway, you understand what I'm saying? So, but not even so much landmarks. It's a simple fact is you see something 7 times. You ever hear that?
Yeah, threshold effect. The threshold effect. It's like a commercial. You know what I'm saying? You don't watch a commercial once.
You understand?
Yeah, it takes a few times. Once you do subliminally.
So once I added value to them,
you smart,
you gotta understand.
You smart, bro.
Listen, on a daily basis, every single one of those gas stations, 4,000 to 5,000 cars. Whether it's the same person going to come into work, like I said, you want it to be because so they can see it multiple times, but 4,000 to 5,000 cars ride past those gas stations on a daily basis. So, and then look, on the flip side, if I was to charge those gas stations, I will probably make $2,500 a season off of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listen, I have at least 40 to 45 customers steadily from that gas station.
Compounding.
What do you think?
It's
2,500.
Come on, bro.
But people, like I said, when you're money driven, if you're not paying me, bro, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
The season started that 2 years ago.
And that's like your showroom. You want it to look freaking good because you got your signs right there, right?
And then when you're cutting it right there, I mean, that you automatically that's advertisement because you have 5,000 cars going past that same site each day. You're cutting it for them for free, which is also advertising you. And you know what? Now you can be like, oh yeah, somebody asks you, hey, you guys do. Yeah, this is our sign right here too. You can always just
And it's a trust factor also because people studying human interaction, people is more subject to trust you off of a commercial project than a residential. So what I mean by that is if they see you, that's like going to Giant Eagles and seeing a company up. You're going to automatically feel.
They got the best of the best because they got the. Oh God,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like I knew my man was winning when I seen the UPMC sign. I said, oh shit.
It's going down.
You know what I'm saying? But
it's credibility.
No, that's a fact. Yeah. But they're more subject to trust commercial projects than they are residential. So not only, you know what I mean? But that's a big thing. A lot of y'all out there, I want y'all to know something. And in the business and the entrepreneur world, study human interaction. Not businessman. No, it's human interaction. How you could get the attention of people, how you can make people feel. You understand what I'm saying? What colors attract people? You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, how many times do somebody got to see something for them to gain interest? You know what I mean? How to word things, like,
yeah.
I love it.
That's even my color in general. I'm like, it's gonna be a winning asset in this city because of the Steelers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because our city is the only city in professional. Sports period that is full uniform. Like the Pirates is yellow and gold, Steelers is yellow. Like there's no other city like that. There's nobody else that has.
Whoa! I didn't think of that.
Yeah, there's nobody else.
DC
and even our baby team, which is Pitt, they're blue and gold.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's not another.
Yeah.
Go ahead, think about it.
I'm thinking like DC.
He's gonna look
you got the Washington Redskins there, so that's not. You're right.
It's not
like
uniform.
Where it just goes all the way through.
Exactly.
That's
you can wear black and gold in Pittsburgh without a logo, and they automatically, you a Steelers fan or you a Pirates fan? Even the Penguins. The Penguins is yellow and gold. Well, their gold is a little bit more dense. But
they switch it back.
Yeah, they switch. They got the throwbacks too. You know what I mean? So they really go in there.
Yeah.
Man, guys, y'all were in for a treat today. Y'all.
You're going to have to listen to another episode to hear all my contact info if you want to find me.
This is
my bad.
Great.
No.
This is great. Because this is beautiful.
Just go to my Instagram, Josh Snyder 86. That's SNIDER 86. Josh Snyder 86 on Instagram. Everything else will be linked from there. So check that out, and then you can find all the rest. Corey?
Yep, 1028 on Instagram, on Facebook, the 1028 podcast. If you guys like what you're hearing, you can also record here. If you guys are watching, it is right behind us, right over here. And if you want to follow my art is on Move 78. That's MUVE_78. You can catch me getting funky with it on the canvas, on all types of different things. Anything you see behind us, it was probably created by these hands right here, these phalanges. So thank you for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Hey, another episode, another win. We got my guy.
Except for that sign, though.
Oh my goodness! You see that sign right there? Guess where that came from? PGHPrintShip. So if you guys have a podcast and you guys are doing visuals and you were looking for something that will not damage your walls, you can put up, change out anywhere you want to go. My guy.
Got it.
My guy.
PGHPrintShip.com. Thank you.
Hey, it was beautiful. Let's
Thanks
get it.
for listening.
Thank you guys. Go out there, do something beautiful. World counting on you. Hello.
Right.
All right.